And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations. Bring the best content from the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I am a real-world flight dispatcher aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim experience. And man, has it been a hot minute. It has been, let's see, what was it? 46 days since our last stream. Life was a little bit different back then. Around that time, I was getting ready to head out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, for a little family trip and to get married, which has happened, followed by a little honeymoon and job interview and world flight. There's just been a lot going on, So this is going to be our catch-up flight. We're going to be reliving the same exact flight, American 1923 from Dallas to Jackson Hole that we took back on October 15th, and we'll be running historical weather, pretty much running everything as close as I can possibly make it, and that should give us plenty of time to just kind of recap everything that's been going on in my life lately, as well as kind of catch up with what's been going on with y'all, for those of you who I haven't talked to, and we'll also look at some pictures and videos from Jackson, from like wedding pictures to some aviation stuff. Shot an amazing video into Jackson Hole during sunset. The sun had just set over the Tetons. Some pretty gusty winds, blowing up lots of snow off the top of the mountains, as well as some Foreflight footage, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a fun kind of catch-up flight, and I could be looking more to it than have been. Been having this this flight in mind pretty much since we got back from Jackson Hole. Before Foreflight, we wanted to run this one. So just now getting to it. Now over to the chat, and then we'll get over to our members. We got JJ in the house. What's up, man? Great to see you, dude. Holy shit, it's a ghost. Yeah, I know. Jet Kid, what's up, man? Great to see you. He's alive. Yes, I am. I am still breathing somehow. Hatchet, how's it going, my friend? Welcome. Great to see you. Captain Nate is in the house. My man. Great to see you, dude. Getting back into the Airbus a little bit after a lot of 7.3 flying. Callie Simmer is with us as well. Great to see you, dear. Zippy Zap, what's up, my friend? Great to see you, dude. Could have sworn this guy was doing a pre-brief before his flight. Yeah, you know it. To Namibia, great to see you, my friend. Plain Nuts, man. Plain Nuts was like big time in the chat during World Flight. I don't think anybody else aside from Chemtrails, who is one of the founders of the team. Aside from him, I don't think anybody was in the chat more than Plain Nuts. So shout out to that dude for really tuning in and engaging with us. It was a lot of fun and awesome to see your name in the chat on the lower display unit. Let's see. Anybody else? Wes! Great to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Don't you ever let 46 days go by again. I was diving into a deep depression. Hey, you and me both. I was diving into a deep depression of not getting to fly my sim and hang with you guys as much as I would obviously like to. I think that's just about everybody. Now, as always, got to give a huge shout out to the channel members, especially during a 46-day drought, and they're still sticking with me, which is super duper awesome. So huge shout out to Callie Simmer, Marco, Image Seeker, Kyle Lewis, Captain Nate, AJJ, Deep Champ, Captain Johnny Bravo, Zippy Zapple, Wes, AJ, Finari, Michael Messa, Dustin, and Josh Sioux Falls. Thank y'all so much for sticking it out with me. Truly define, I guess you could say truly defines member, but to me, it's a lot more than just a member. Hang on one sec. Let's see. Option 3 for those who were there, and 4 for those who weren't there. Alright. Holy fucking shit. Seems like it's been a great several weeks away from the sim. I will admit, I hate being away from the sim, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. I cannot wait to share all the pictures and stuff from Jackson. It was hands down the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life. Johan, how's it going, my friend? Hope you're doing great. I am doing great. Couldn't be doing better, to be honest. Hope you're doing well, as well, my friend. Good to see you, dude. So, as always, Cali Summer rolling up in here hot with the memberships. Thank you so much. And after the wedding gift that you gave, you shouldn't be doing this. You gotta chill with the kindness. My heart can only handle so much. But guys, if you got a membership from Cali Summer, please thank her. It was super, uber, duper kind of her. Alright, so I'm going to kind of roll through the pre-flight, get this airplane going, and then we can do all the catching up airborne. Now, I will go ahead and say that we do have a new little piece of hardware. We've got the wind wing landing gear lever, auto brakes, and ECAM panels, all that good stuff. So that'll add to the fun. Looks like that picture's kind of cut off. I think it is. Aha, howdy howdy. Retard. Cool, we'll go with that. Yeah, so we got all this new stuff. Once we power up the airplane, you will see everything come to life. God, still rolling through those. That's freaking awesome. JJ, what's poppin', man? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's been a long time. Great to see you. Retard. Alright, we all know the drill. Crew supply, ground control, CVR test. Set down to captain. Aiders 1, 2, and 3. Nav logo lights on. On the auto, on the no smoking, on the emergency exit lights. Retard. Alright, coming on down. Now, Dallas always kind of gives, you know, some little stutters here and there, so that will definitely smooth out by the time we get out of here. We got so flight directors are on, constraints, we'll get the VORs on, same on El Captain's side. Coming on down this side, it's all good to go. Brighten that up. Sure everything is in the correct position. We've got chocks on, so we'll get rid of the brakes for now. Don't worry about the PA. That was VHF1. Alright. Flight plan put in. Mass and balance. You know, I should have done the cleaners. I wonder if we can request cleaners. That's a new feature from GSX, having the cabin cleaners. Let's try it out. Additional service and request cleaning service. Let's see what happens. Alrighty. Oh, that's going to be in the wrong orientation. Yeah, we'll skip that for now. Don't worry about that stuff. I'll just leave it in the 2 cameras. Alright, on captain's side, we're going to go to ATSU, AOC menu, and flight inits, initialize data request. And we'll come back over to receive messages. We've got our prelim load sheet. We'll leave that pulled up. FMGC over here on my side. I'm going to go to data, IRS monitor, 5 minutes till we're aligned. GPS monitor, let's cross-check with the release. North 3253, west 09702. Just cross-checks. Check our nav database, 30th of October to 26th of November. Today is the 23rd, so we are current. Initialize request. Was watching on Foreflight. Man, I'm glad you tuned in. Appreciate you doing that, hanging out with us. It was a hell of a lot of fun and a hell of a lot of work at the same time. Really come out of there feeling like you probably flew a real world flight. You're a little mentally exhausted. CI-99, we're going to be cruising at 38,000 feet. The temperature of -56 up there. See the ground temp showing 22 degrees. Tropopause is 44,800 feet. Flight plan, Dallas, departure. We're going to be heading off of 18 left. And we're going to be on the Longhorn 8, or whatever that is, Logan 8. ADM transition, insert that. Over to Jackson, arrival. And we're going to be on the RNAV RMP Zulu runway 1. With no star. It's coming in through Dunwire. I have to get rid of Dunwire. We'll do Novia. Flight plan. Dunwire is kind of off to the northeast. We'll be coming in from like the southwest. So we'll get rid of Dunwire. Get rid of that discon. Redo that. Jackson, arrival on that one on Zulu, no star. I'm going to do the Deca, but I'm going to get rid of a few fixes. Get rid of that. And that. That's what I want. We bien. I'll make sure we don't have any discons. Alright, none from there. Now we're going to put in our alternate routing. We're carrying Idaho Falls as an alternate. We'll do Jackson. Kickney. Perfect. That's already in there. Departure. Runway 1. Sid, insert, Idaho Falls, ILS 23, no star, Novia, so basically we would go around on heading, shoot down the valley, gain some altitude and turn around, hit up Kickney, and then over to Idaho Falls. We'll insert that. It's good. Copy active. Secondary NIT KDFW. KDFW. This is for the engine fail. We don't have any terrain, so it'll just be the standard heading. So 18 left. no SID. Secondary, Dallas, arrival, ILS 18 left, no star, no via, secondary, performance. This is where I gotta look up historical METARs. It is 1451. A little bit late getting out of here compared to the real time back in the day. So temperature's 24, 130 at 8. QNH 3011. Minimums NO2. Alright, cool. Secondary setup. Hard-tuned Maverick. Net. Winds. Wind request. D1, what's up, man? Congrats and great job on World Flight. I appreciate it. I think I did a pretty good job keeping my cool, because there was a couple times with, especially ATC, and not being able to understand some of the accents. I was getting frustrated, especially whenever Cynthia and I were flying out of Charles de Gaulle. I couldn't understand any of the French stuff they were saying. French accents was making it tough. But I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. 1.8 on the alternate burn. Reserve fuel 45. I don't think I ever heard. It says, let's see. Do we see anybody cleaning? I do not. I don't even see any like little trucks or anything. Alright, so looking at the prelim, planned zero fuel weight is 114.4. Let's cross-check that with the OFP, and it does cross-check. We can either do the standard CG, or let's see if there's a CG on here. Yeah, 28.6 is the planned CG. That should change. Alright, we're going to hit fuel planning, make sure that we have enough fuel for this. No. So maybe we missed the cleaners. That kind of sucks. I got all wrapped up in this. This says we need 17.1. OFP says 19.3. And on board, we have 19.3. Cool. So we now know that our planned fuel is enough. Drop that into the block. Perf. Then we'll go ahead and throw in the current Jackson 030 at 7. Temperature 5. 3002. Baro Men's 6690. And then prog page KDFW 18 left. Sweet. So now all we need to do is get our final numbers, throw them in, and get the hell out of here. Alright, so we're going to be on the Logan 8. Top altitude is 10,000 feet. And then I do believe altimeter is 3011. Passengers are starting to board. We only have 105 passengers, so should go pretty quick. Yeah, 3011 on the altimeter. Now let's hit a quick little departure brief. Al's my man, what's up, dude? Long time no talk. I don't think I've talked to you since like maybe Expo. How you been? How's flight training going? Truck's there. It was that little van on the left. Oh man, did I miss it? Yeah, I probably missed it. Maybe we can see it again in Jackson. Oh, I see him. Or maybe that's that looks like tags or something. ULDs. I saw the van clean. Yeah. See, I feel like we should have been hearing like the sounds of like vacuums or something, like little hand backs or something. I don't know. But anyways, not that y'all can see the charts. Yeah, so anyways, as far as weather here in Dallas, we've got good weather. Light winds from the south, 10 miles, clear skies, altimeter 3011. No NOTAMs to note. We're here at Bravo 11. We'll be taxing down to 18 left, so we'll push back, kind of nose to the west if we can. It'll be a 2-inch taxi. This will be a pretty short taxi. Below 80 knots, we captain's decision to reject. Complete stop, set the parking brake, call flight service stations, analyze situation, call for any ECAM actions or emergency evacuation checklist as required. I'll be on the radios if they're not flying on BATSIM. Can't fly on BATSIM because we're doing everything historical. But I will advise ATC that we're boarding the takeoff and let them know our intentions. Above 80 knots in high-speed regime, we'll abort for fire of any kind, engine fail, level wind shear, or anything that makes us fuck aircraft unsafe to take off. B1 for pop an engine. We're going to go flying. And our engine fail procedure will do speed to fly, runway heading. Once we accelerate on the engine out, acceleration, climb altitude, we'll sort out the issue and come back to 18 left. If we do need to come back, we will be under max landing weight. August plan, we're going to fly the Logan 8 departure up to 10,000 feet with no restrictions, and our departure frequency is 26,475. Not that we need to tune that or anything. Alright, cockpit prep, maintenance all details on board check, gear pins covers are moved, seatbelt signs are on, ADIRS are now. Fuel, here at the gate, we need 19.3, we got 19.3 on board, altimeter is 3011. Is set and EFB is checked. Now that they're done fueling, we can get all of our fuel pumps on. We're going to start the APU so we can run that 3-minute warm-up. Burn off any excessive oil, avoid any odor events. That one's for Nate. 6, 7. Cool. So now we're just waiting to get our final numbers, and we'll skedaddle. Oh, fucker. Cool, they're all boarded up. We're ready to go. Drew Stone, what's up, dude? Long time no chit chat. How you doing? Kenny just said, "Oh, is that Blake? I miss him." Now I'm in trouble with her because she's mad that I typed this. She'll get over it. Tell her I miss her too. And thank you for the matcha. Backstairs are where they enter. Okay. See, I've had time to play with this stuff. I haven't. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to American Airlines Flight 1923. My name is Blake, and I will be your captain and your first officer. We're going to single pilot this bitch up there at Jackson Hole. 2 hours and 20 minutes, wheels up to wheels down, with some somewhat decent weather up there. Some lowerish clouds. You may not be able to see the Tetons on approach, but it should be an enjoyable flight nonetheless. Expect to smooth rides until about the time that we are in the vicinity of Jackson Hole, and we do expect some bumps on the way down. As always, pay attention to your flight attendants in a demonstration. They're not just here for your comfort, but also for your safety. Greatly appreciate you flying American Airlines, and we'll see y'all in the cowboy state of Wyoming. Cool. Gave our little spiel. Close that door. Alright, now just get our numbers. Get ready to push. We'll go off of 18 left. Just dry. All that looks good. Calculate. Shoot that off. And over here on the captain's side, I'm going to accept this. Put that secondary load sheet. Got 2 lap infants. 28.6, cool, so it's dead on. 26.7. Nice, alright. Let's get that engine bleed on, or the APU bleed rather. Let's get ground power. Beacon light on. Alright, before takeoff, or I'm sorry, before start checklist, windows, doors, and slides. Closed and armed. Beacons on. Thrust levers are in idle. Parking brake is on. And transponder is in auto before start checklist completes. And if y'all hear the dog, that's the new puppy. She's growing really fast. She is some kind of obnoxious. Same shit, different toilet. Rue's doing good. Like I said, she's obnoxious. She's a little land shark. Trying to eat everything. You have to pay a lot of attention to her, because she just wants to put everything in her mouth. But other than that, she's good. She's growing fast, man. She's like, I think when I showed her on the channel, you know, she was itty bitty thing, and now she's getting tall. She's getting long. She is crazy about water, which makes sense. She's a chocolate lab, but she's doing good. Some days I hate her, some days I love her. Right before going live, like literally like 2 minutes before going live, Crystal asked if I could help her with something out in the garage, and so went out there. And she needed me to dump Macy's, which is the chocolate lab that we lost last March, to dump her her kibble into a trash bag. So we had us a little teary session, because it was, you know, just kind of felt like the final thing to get rid of. We've kind of been avoiding that for a while. So it was sad. Alright, beacons on, brakes released, clear to push, nose to the left. Alright, starting that pushback, and let's get the block timer running. And we can roll number 1. I think the old guy thinks he's on the wrong flight. It wouldn't surprise me if he did get an old guy on the wrong flight. Bork bork. Is that the PTU or the puppy barking? That's a good one. That's the puppy. There goes Spurt. Alright, good start on 1, and let's roll number 2. Let's see, where was I sitting? I don't think there's not a first class. Brake set, clear off headset, cleared, disconnect, look for the pin on the right side of the airplane. Now, I want to say I was row 4 or 5. It's about right here, I think. That was while we're still in the gate. Simulators is crazy. Alright, good start on 2. F start flow. Flaps up. Let's go flight controls. Alright, after start checklist, anti-ice is off. Yellow pumps off, rotor trim 0. After start checklist is complete. Well, we'll turn it off to the left. Cold air out the way. Brakes released. Brake check. Pressure 0. We don't have any terrain, but we'll go ahead and get the terrain on the nav display, just so that I can touch this a little bit. Save Frontier. Just curious if watching counts as my fan flight. Hell yeah. We can, we'll definitely give you a jump seat view when we get airborne. Until then, there you go. Do you need a safety brief? You know where everything is in the cockpit? I don't know where my taxiway lines went. At least we got the lights to show. Alright. Departure brief. Departing off runway 18 left on the Logan 8 departure. First fix of YAML. We're going to be LNAVing off the ground. Up to 10,000 feet. Gross weight's 133.6. Flaps config 1 plus F. Fuel 19.2. V1's 153. V2's 158. Flight controls check. Full up. Full down. Make sure we're not going to hit this guy. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Yellow. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Cool, they're ready in the back. Alright, so now we'll hit a little before takeoff flow. And that's where this kind of comes in. Makes things a little bit nicer. So, slow down a little bit. So it's the all calls first, which I have bound to this little overhead thing. So all call, auto brake max, TO config, and then status page check. And then I come down here where I've got my TARA, predictable wind shear, and weather radar bound. We'll give way to DL. We'll Delta Tree 19. Alright, cool. Tax checklist, gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim was 26.7% CG set, V1, VR, V2 flex, 53, 53, 58, flex, 66 set. Flaps, config 1 plus F. Flight controls are checked. ECMMO, takeoff all green. ECM status is checked. PWS is on auto. TCAS code set. TRA. Flight attendants or cabin crew is advised and mini briefs complete. Almost said flight attendants notified and acknowledged. Like I can really tell. Like when you kind of get when you fly two airplanes a lot, but you also like do flows and not necessarily flows, but like checklists and briefings and stuff. They really bleed into each other, which obviously is a threat. Alright, I can see the end of the runway. So lineup checklist, takeoff runway 18 left, full length confirmed inside outside. Fuel min required is 18, and we've got 19 on board. Engine mode selector is normal. Bleed packs are set. Lineup checklist is complete. Just don't touch the red button. Yeah, that's right. Like that Alaska pilot. Rig up the cabin so the mist can use. There we go. Now we are running PSXT traffic. So this is real world traffic running right now. So I'll probably give way to the Delta because that doesn't have a way of knowing that I'm here. And then once he's trucking, yeah, it's like if I would have took the runway right there, he would have been in my way, right? So once it starts rolling, we'll go. Man, feels good to be back on the used tubes, hanging out with you guys. Been a long, long time. Hope y'all stick around for the cruise portion of the flight. Got some incredible pictures and videos to show y'all of Jackson Hole, the airport, the flight in, flight out. I flew Delta out of Jackson Hole. The altitude when they start to accelerate is really high, taking off towards the mountains. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff to show y'all. We don't know what the red button does, so just don't touch it. Right? Is this dude ever gonna go? Yeah, AJ, that is correct. Yeah, they'll just disappear. But where's the immersion in that? I am gonna need this dude to go though. Here's what we're gonna do. Pull up flight radar. Ah, there he goes. Never mind. I'll say if he ain't rolling by the time we get that pulled up, we're just gonna go. Alright, so we're gonna line up and wait. Oh, I see what they're doing. They were holding him until that American on the parallel got on the ground. Now this is Microsoft 2020's Imagine Sim scenery. That's why you got all the weird trees and stuff going on. And it's better than default, so that's why we do it. That dude off the runway yet? Yeah, he's off. So once that guy crosses, we'll go. Alright, spool at 50. Yeah, clear for takeoff. Man, flex, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Knots. V1 and rotate. Pause rig. Gear up. Now. Fly with. Alright, acceleration, climb altitude. And there's S speed, flap 0, after takeoff checklist. Alrighty, after takeoff checklist, landing gear is up, flaps retracted, and APU is off. After takeoff complete. Damn dogs are barking. Let's keep it going. Alright, 38 blue. Thrust climb, open climb. And autopilot 2. Welcome guys, back to the wrong side. Virtual air, virtual sky. Wrong side, virtual sky. There we go. Once we hit transition, we'll start looking at everything. Alright. Nice little departure. Just trying to figure out how in the hell do I rotate this thing. Rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. No, that's not what I want. Transform. Oh, it's doing the wrong damn thing. Charts. Dude, why does it keep... Oh, I know why. Okay. I'm an idiot. There we go. Alright. Well, I figure we'll probably start with the best pictures, that being the professional ones. So these are kind of the sneak peeks that we've got so far. And shorts. What the hell? I don't think I'm able to get this to fit right. Oh well, we will get rid of that. Alright. Yeah, so these are all the professional pictures that were taken. All the preview ones that have been sent so far. There should be a shit ton more. This was at our first look, which was done at Cascade Canyon, and we ended up hiking that trail at the very end of the trip. But guys, look at the mountains in the background, and it's only going to get better. There's so much to look at in Jackson. It's pretty wild. A lot of these will kind of look a little bit repetitive, so I won't spend too much time. Guys, look at the fucking mountains. Oh. And the photographer, I think, like really like nailed it on the colors. Like kind of getting the, I don't know, like the tones right. Crystal's Takova's boots got her new initials branded on them, Crystal Row Arc. This was just before going to get married. So here, seeing this pics, so it makes me want to go there. Yeah, when you go, I'm going with. I'll put you on a buddy pass, and we'll meet there. All right, so this is walking up to the actual wedding spot. Crystal and her dad. And got our friend Kendall on the back on this side, and my sister over there, and they're helping with her her dress and shit. Wrong direction. So shaking Crystal's dad's hand, my good buddy in the middle, Trevor, is one of my best friends, officiated for us. Uh-oh. Hey guys, we got a special visitor. Come here. Oh. Look guys, we got a special visitor. You're not gonna fall, I got you. Goodness. Retard. As y'all can tell, she's getting big. She's getting heavy. Rue, say hey to the camera. Say hey to the camera. She just wants to eat my hand. That's all. But for those of y'all who weren't here for the last announcement stream, which was probably a little over a month and a half ago, was introducing her to the channel. She was a lot smaller back then. She's grown a lot really fast, but She keeps sneaking her way into here, and she likes to steal my doorstop and chew on it. Oh, Andrew, what's up, man? How's things at Southwest? Yeah, Rue's in the house. Plain Nut says, puppy. Yeah, pretty little baby. Eating everything. Alright, Crystal, I'm giving her back. I'm going to put her down on this side. What did you say? God, she's heavy. Hurting my shoulders and shit. Alright. Really love this picture. I think I'm gonna make this my background. But yep. These are our families. There's my dad and my mom and my grandparents, who were miserably cold. It was in the 30s and very windy. And then Crystal's parents, my sister and her friend Kyle. Super pretty. So I know we were talking about Macy a while ago. We had a little medallion made. She's got to get better pictures of it, but a little medallion of Macy so she could be there with us. Boobies. You can kind of see her goosebumps if you look real close. It might be hard to see on stream, but it was super cold. In a lot of these pictures she had goosebumps. Guys, look at this. This is called Mormon Row. It's an 1800s barn. And it's one of the biggest landmarks in Jackson Hole. I can't wait to see the rest of the pictures that came out. I was taking some pictures solo. I kind of felt like I was shooting the album cover to a country album. Those mountains in the background with the clouds. It's unreal. Things are okay over here. Congrats on getting married, man. About time. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It took long enough. But thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all. I do have one other announcement I'm going to make here in a little bit. It's a pretty substantial announcement. It will affect the channel in more ways than one, as well as my life and Crystal and things. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'm still kind of keeping that announcement a little bit on the down low. If any of y'all can figure out what it is, you can guess in the chat. So in these pictures, it's really funny. I was like struggling so fucking hard to sit up because I didn't have an arm to like hold myself up. I was struggling. Well, I don't know, Andrew. You can guess, man. This is probably one of my favorite pictures. The colors just like on point. Mountains. I just love it. Crystal also had the date branded on her boots as well. And you can see her goosebumps from being cold. It's a pretty cool picture the way her veil is flying in the wind. Captain Tango, appreciate it, my friend. Is Wrong Side gonna be changing diapers? Fuck no. I am actively trying to avoid that. That's it for the professional photographer pictures. Let's see if these are in. I don't think these are in like chronological sort by oldest to newest. There we go. AJJ, you're on to something. The black and white one. Yeah, I agree. I love that one. I wonder if I can share sound on this. Let's see. I'm gonna play a video and y'all tell me if y'all hear any sounds. Oh yeah, because I can hear sounds. Can y'all hear the video playing? And Wes, you two are onto something. No audio. Can y'all hear the? Huh, that's weird. The video playing. I hear it, but I guess it's not being captured in OBS. So that makes sense. You two are onto something. All right, we can do. We'll try this. I did set up audio for this. I just won't have as many. I can come back to the iPad if I need to look at shared stuff. Alright, let's see. Oh, look at the baby. Oh, she ain't that small no more. Jackson Hole, I know those ramps. Hell yeah, dude. So do I. Like especially if you have the scenery, like. And you fly into Jackson Hole a few times, you can learn that airport pretty quick. And Andrew. All right, let's see. Pilot Death, what's up, man? Long time, how you doing? This is why I didn't want to do fucking Google Photos, because of this. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pilot Depth. Very, very kind of you. As y'all can see, got the ring. Now I am I'm already rocking the silicone. The metal ring was like getting on my nerves, but yeah, we got the little little silicone groove life, little Aztec brown and green, kind of matches the wedding. Dude, this piece of shit, man. Like, why is it not? Probably because we're streaming. Listen, boo-boo. But I bet I could do this. Properties. Let's bring this back over real quick. And where you at? Properties. Okay, now let's try this. Now can you hear it? You should be able to because I'm seeing it in OBS. But Andrew, yeah man, lots of big changes. But I'm keeping it kind of on the down low right now. Just because never know what's going to happen, being that I'm not in a unionized group. So they could potentially just be like, alright, well, see ya, get out of here, we don't need you. And just cut me loose. I wouldn't have minded Southwest myself, but Delta is definitely better for Crystal and I both. It's in between both of our families. Being in Atlanta rather than all the way out in Delta or out in Dallas, so it works really well for us. Which it's funny though, Andrew, because like people already know. There were people from there were people who weren't from Spirit or Delta who were texting me like, "Hey, I heard you got the job." How the fuck did you hear that? So here's the real life Jackson Hole ramp. And it was super surreal for me because obviously we fly into Jackson Hole a lot on the channel. I fly into it even more off stream. And to step foot on this ramp and be in this airport was super surreal after spending so much time there virtually. Did you have to leave Jackson Hole for what we took? Yeah, I had to leave in the middle of the trip for the interview. So I left. We got there Wednesday. I left Sunday. I spent the night in Atlanta. Interviewed Monday, and then flew back. It was definitely worth it. Am I going to relocate eventually around July? I'm gonna commute up until then, because that's when my lease is up, and it's like $5,000 to break the lease. And that'll give Crystal time to kind of transition to up there as well. She can find a job, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I got Southwest. I told maybe 1 or 2 people, and everyone found out the next day. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. Like, you know how it is. Our community, aviation within itself, is already small, and then our community on top of that is obviously even smaller. Let's see. What's some? All right. So this was the first place we stayed at, and this place was super dope. We had a bunch of hooks, so we were all hanging our cowboy hats up. Plano said, sounds like Airbus. It was, man. It was the brake fans. This is the first floor, and the cool thing with the first floor, aside from the giant TV that sits completely flush to the wall, is outside we had a hot tub. Which was really nice. So basically, this album we're looking at, this is everybody who went on the trip. We all made a shared. Are you still yeah, yeah, and that's what I'll be doing at Delta is dispatching. But this is a shared album that everybody who went on the trip, we all kind of made a shared album. So there's over 1,100 pictures and videos in here. So obviously we're not going to go through all of those, but I wanted to at least show y'all some of the highlight stuff. Like, here you go. This is the Jackson Hole logo at the airport, and we will see this at the airport. We'll go to drone cam. Let me go look out on the front side. You'll see this out there. And this is the only airport, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Jackson Hole is the only airport that sits on a national park. It's pretty cool. This is part of the elk refuge. There's a national elk refuge that sits just outside of the national park. And in November, thousands of elk come down. But man, like, this place is just every single magnetic degree that you look is a postcard view. Like, it's stupid how beautiful this place is. Not what we're just seeing on here, but in general. Avio, how's it going, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Great to see you. Hot Tub Time Machine. I didn't even think of that. Let's see. Wedding day. Getting ready to go get hitched. But man, look at that. And I got better pictures. This was all the way to the first look. Those are the Tetons. And it's cool because, like, depending on what angle you look at them, they change. So, like, this is on the north side. And so Grand Teton, you kind of get this view. But then, kind of in the middle, this is the view you get. This is the same mountain, but it looks completely different from this side. Whoa, whoops. So I took this while I was waiting on Crystal to show up for our first look, first time I see her in her dress and all that stuff. And it was just peaceful. All the brush that you see on the ground is sagebrush. So you can pull the sage off and it smells really, really, really good. Just doing our vows.
Ready.
Not that anybody needs to hear the vows, because I get one word out and I start choking up. All right, man. Great to see you, Andrew. Thanks for stopping in and saying hey. I appreciate you very, very much. And we'll definitely stay in touch, man. I'm sure I'll be passing through Dallas at some point. This is just like a random pull-off spot. I've been in the background, beautiful stuff, man. I appreciate it, dude. A lot of big life changes, but that's part of growing up, right? That's what we all go to training for, and you know, make our life moves to make big things happen. So this is where we got married. This is the wedding tree. Pretty popular area. You got the Tetons in the background, partially obscured by the clouds. But this spot was only $300. So for all them people out there who, like, you know, be spending $20,000 on a venue, hell with that shit. This is that was a little medallion we had made of Macy so that she could be there with us. Which of course my buddy, when he was preaching or doing like the officiating, he brought that up, like that our friends and loved ones and fur babies, we started. Me and Crystal both started. In fact, Crystal started. Fuck man, it's gonna make me cry. Crystal started crying, so then Trevor started crying. It was funny. Walked into some absolutely beautiful views. Whew. Shaq, dude, what's going on, man? How's Bama treating you? I'll be up there for too long. We'll hang out. Me and Chris already like agreed that I'm not gonna come home every single weekend. So weekends I don't, you and I gonna hang out. Is anybody interested in? You don't have to. I do want to share the first few minutes of the wedding ceremony. The wedding ceremony was only about 9 minutes long. It was super cold, very windy, but the first few minutes are pretty funny because we didn't rehearse anything whatsoever, and we kind of fucked it all up. But it gives, you know, the wedding character. So I'll show the first few minutes, and then maybe we'll watch the rest. Maybe we won't. But me and Trevor are both mic'd up.
I'm more nervous than you are, I think.
Yeah, you're way more nervous than I am. I ain't nervous at all. Ain't nothing but a thing. Say some words, go eat some food. I'm sure you'll be able to hear it that good. Tears.
Wait, aren't you? You're on my right. I think you're supposed to be over here.
No. Bride's always over there.
Okay. Now I've got these rings backwards.
I want to turn the airplane sounds up a little bit too. It's probably a little too quiet in the stream. Just a little bit. But yeah, so her dad, well, first of all, Trevor was super nervous. And then Crystal's dad walks her up. So I step forward, extend my hand for him to shake my hand, and then give me her hand in marriage, right? Because that's what you do at weddings. And he never shook my hand. Not that he didn't mean to. He was just distracted and a lot going on, cold. And so I just stand there and wait.
Give me your hand and I'll walk you up here. Oh. Ain't you been to a wedding before?
I tell Crystal, you know, your dad has to give me your hand.
Y'all ready?
Over here?
We did.
I don't know.
You shake like that.
That's it.
Capture that? Capture the photographer?
Am I not supposed to say that? Who gives this bride?
Who gives this bride?
No, you're supposed to. You. You're like,
I,
you.
me.
All right.
I don't know how good y'all can hear that
Go
stuff.
back down there.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
I can't hear it very good.
He didn't want to leave.
Basically, Trevor says, you
So
know,
I think
I
we
don't
give
know
the
if I wanna
bouquet to
give them up.
somebody.
who gives Crystal's hand in marriage? And her dad was just like clueless. So Trevor was like, you do.
We're roughnecking it out in the country.
But anyway, we'll move on.
All right.
Can't hear shit. It was pretty funny, especially being there in a moment. I don't know what this is. Oh, a little candidness. Damn, so y'all could hear every word. For some reason, my headset, it sounded kind of muffled. Look at that. I feel like this picture and this picture kind of give some depth to these mountains. Like you can, I don't know, you can kind of feel a little bit of their massiveness. Like Grand Teton, the one in the middle, is 13,000 feet tall. And those clouds just give it some character. And now we're on our way to go take some more pictures after we just got married. Super fucking beautiful. But every day, these mountains had lenticular clouds. If you're not familiar with lenticular clouds, basically means there's some strong ass winds up there, and you do not want to fly into them. You'll probably get rolled. I believe this was the next morning after we got married. We had another like casual photo shoot to do. This was probably one of my favorite spots. Put you in your place in this world, 100%, man. 100%. So after we got done with the photo shoot, we went and did a little hike. Some of our friends and family came. Others stayed at the Airbnb. But got us a little bit closer to the mountains. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's kind of hot. But this hike has nothing on the one that we did towards the end. Found this elk skull on our walk. Guys, if you ever get the chance to go to Jackson Hole, it's worth every single penny. No matter how many of them you have to spend, it will be worth every single one. The people were super nice. It's super relaxing. Like everything about it was just like happy and chill. And like you feel free, like you're out in a wide open, big sky country. And you kind of have moments where it's like, what is this fucking life that I'm living right now? Then you got Trevor. This one we got our first little peek at Jenny Lake. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it off a little bit behind the trees. Little did I know, 5 days later we'd be hiking around Jenny Lake with some magnificent views. Every bit of water that you see at this place is crystal clear. Really cold, but crystal clear. And we're feeding chipmunks and stuff. Now this was pretty neat. So this was one of our rentals. It's a Suburban Z71, and we backed it down to the Snake River. Me, Trevor, and Crystal's dad kind of sat on the bank of the river, which was all rocks, and watched the sunset over the mountains. And it was just like one of those kind of moments where you just have so much gratitude for life, what you're getting to do in life. You know, like for us, joining two families together, having everybody there together to enjoy this place and this, you know, life event. It was just, it was super, super, I don't know, awesome. The sun's going down over the mountains. We went right after peak fall foliage. It was beautiful. Everything was orange and yellow and red. So watching the sun go over the... There it goes. Alright, so now we're kind of getting to the time frame where I had to fly to Atlanta. So here's in the airport. I'll have a better video of it, but for those of y'all who have flown into Jackson Hole or been on stream when we go into the terminal, every bit of what you'll see here is in the scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. Okay, maybe not everything, because this elk statue is not there. But that is. It's a bald eagle. Look at that boy. It's my new bay. Starting in February. And what's crazy is a good friend of mine was dispatching this airplane. Some of these are pictures that Crystal took while I was gone. I love mountain views. I'll even take them over ocean views. You and me both. To me, there's something just so majestic about the mountains. It's like they're bigger than life. And they're kind of hard to comprehend. And they are, like, when I look at them, I just want to go exploring. This is a really old, I think early 1900s church somewhere in the valley. So Crystal was doing all that while I was off interviewing. Like, how much more American does it get than that? Should be like a Chevy commercial. Like a rock. Got some bison? Little traffic jam. Alright, so guys, I'm going to let this one play fully for you. I'm going to end up putting this on YouTube. This is about 7.5 minutes from from behind the right wing, coming into Jackson Hole, flying parallel to the Tetons down into the valley. It's really windy. It's really bumpy. At one point, like, this will be kind of the view where you can see everything. Like in the video, you can see all like how the wind is blowing up all those ice crystals and the snow and stuff. The sun had just set behind the mountains. I think it's a pretty cool video. Super bumpy on the way in. I was honestly, the airplane was making me a little bit nervous. It's like the auto thrust or auto throttle, whatever in Embraer terms. This was the E175. But it seemed like it was kind of struggling to like keep up with the airspeed changes. But anyways, I'm going to turn off the sim sounds and crank this one up for you guys and enjoy. Just a little bit of context, or like a little bit kind of what's going on. So at this point, we're flying, our nose is pointed towards the mountains, and we'll make a left turn down into the valley, and the mountains will come more into view. But also, as you watch this, don't just look at the mountains, but like check out the landscape below. There's a very, very diverse landscape in Jackson. Obviously you got the mountains, but you have all the lakes, like that's Jackson Lake, I believe. But you got lakes, you got the Snake River, which snakes all over itself, and it's kind of cutting its own little canyon in the Sage Flats. There's a lot going on. So that, as you know, this video progresses through to the landing, you kind of look around and like check out how crazy the landscape is. Notorious, man. I've been good. Can't complain. Just been a lot going on in life lately, which is kind of what we've all been recapping throughout the stream so far. But man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you look close, just off of the winglet, there's a glacier right in the middle below the tallest peak. It's Teton Glacier.
Freaking amazing.
Welcome to Jackson Hole. Local time is 6:12. Please stay seated with your seatbelt fastened and you can remain stood until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Be careful when opening the overhead bins to avoid injury from items that may have hit during flight. Please ensure that you have all your personal belongings before deflating, so please double check those seat pockets in the area around you. As a return gate may invite to use the flight Delta app for important baggage information. Customers requesting a wheelchair on arrival will advise you upon reaching.
Yeah, super small little ATC tower, and I could tell like pretty much everything they try to do with that airport, they try to leave as little of a footprint as possible, since obviously it's sitting on a national park. So now, well, oh, maybe I didn't share that video. Damn. Look at that. Flight Sim Studios. I'm gonna look for this one video and send it to my iPad. Let's see. I'm gonna airdrop this one. Likes the iPad. And then oh, we gotta see this one. That's not the one I thought it was. Uh-oh, Rue's back in here. What is she gonna eat? Dude, what happened? Huh. There's like one video that straight up disappeared. See if it's on my Google. I can pull up Google from here. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, cool. That is the one. The one I already sent is it. So let's see. Is it still sending? Yeah. Alright, it'll be just a couple minutes, so we'll move on from there. But kind of going inside the airport, and we'll have a little video of it. But obviously, here's a little mini elk arches like you see in Town Square. It's pretty cool. I'm starting to not realize which is IRL pics and sim pics. Yeah. And not obstruct those views, 100%. But yeah, I had some really nice artworks. These are all like bronze statues. That is Jackson Hole's kind of main logo is the Buck and Bronc. In the summertime, they have a rodeo every Friday night. That's a nice elk skull and shed. I guess it's not technically a shed; it's still attached. But I was at a little restaurant, and this was my night when I got back. Slept in our little yurt with a fireplace. It was really cool. Got some moose. It's a cow and her calf. I was trying to get their attention. It didn't work. Yeah. And this was our breakfast that next morning. Some bomb-ass breakfast burrito and the Tetons. Do y'all know what Tetons mean, by the way? Tetons I think it's French for breast. So when you have like Grand Teton, it's large breast. Just so y'all know. Got a flask. Got our wedding date branded on there. Tetons in the background. And I think this is airplane coming into land. Yeah. It's a United flight. 737-700. Cow and calf. That's about as close as I want to be. Yeah, they were pretty far. They were probably like a good 80 yards away or so. There is the glacier. Smack dab in the middle of the mountains. Yeah, only the French, right? Like, look how jagged those mountains are, though. All those little mini peaks. Look at this shit. Like how beautiful and pristine. And then there's Crystal ruining it by stepping on the ice, making crunchy sounds. Wow, wrong side. Your surrender anniversary day will be 3 days after. Oh, really? Heck yeah. So make sure to remind me when my anniversary's coming up. Yeah, man, oh, so beautiful. It's like the reflections off the water. It's really just, it's kind of dumb. And how pretty it is. And like you would think like you would only care to look at the same mountain, you know, once or twice. Pfft, it never gets old. They got some snow the day before, whenever I was coming back in from Atlanta. There's a fir tree, aka a Christmas tree, with some snow on it. Smelled like Christmas. Like, look how clear that water is. Oh, and there's a squirrel. It was like on crack.
Some guy.
Running for the hills.
Boy, trucking.
Yeah, man. It sure would. That's funny. Alright, I'm going to jack this name up. Bo Bruig? I could live on that lake? Yeah, you and me both, man. You and me both. I was trying to get those cinematic shots of the snow. But, you know, it's just like these trips, it kind of sucks because like you try to take a gajillion photos so that you can feel what it feels like to be there when you're not there anymore. And it obviously it doesn't work. So you can see how flat this is. This is the Sage Flats of the valley. And like these mountains are off to the east. Obviously they're nothing like the Tetons. But even still, like something about them, just looking at them off in the distance made me curious. Like I wanted to go explore those mountains. But Crystal was super dope this day. She got to explore all throughout the national park the day before, and so on this day, she basically drove me around the entire Grand Teton National Park. Hey, Rube. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not.
If you're watching this video, You're wondering why. We're standing out in the middle of nowhere.
But basically, we're eating a piece of our wedding cake at our first look spot. That's really all that is. And I'm giving funny commentary. You can see all the sage. It's like all this green stuff. That's the sage. So you pull it off, and it smells really good. That squirrel give a boop. Nah, man, none of them did. A lot of them got like super close to us. There was two that were playing and almost ran into us. It's the climb. This is probably one of my favorite videos. So this is, I think, Jackson Lake. In the summertime, this lake is popping. There's a marina. You can rent boats and jet skis and go paddleboarding. I can do all this stuff, right? But when we went, there's nobody there. We had the entire place to ourselves, and it was so still, so quiet, so peaceful. Yeah, it just does no justice. So yeah, so we just like sat on a log, nobody around for anywhere close, and just kind of enjoyed the moment. So this place was pretty neat. This area here was the very first ranch, cattle ranch, in Jackson Hole in the late 1800s into the early 1900s. So like when you think about like America, like the West, like this is it. There were cowboys driving cattle through this valley over 100 years ago, and like this is where it all started. This is where Jackson got its identity, which is pretty damn dope. By the way, these two horses that you see facing each other right here, they started fighting as soon as I stopped hitting record, or as soon as I stopped the recording. All these horses you see are pretty much stud horses, so they get ornery. Like fucking hitting each other with their faces. But man, like looking at that, horses with mountains in the background, that's cowboy. And then we went and had a beer and a pizza overlooking the Tetons. I know this is Wyoming, but it makes me want to watch Yellowstone in 1923. Shit. Well, that's the thing, though, right? It's like most of that show, actually both of those shows, were shot in Utah and Wyoming. Oh, here you go. Little airplane action.
Which look like bright patches of ice high on the peaks. A good tip here is to walk a little away from the main interpretive sign for a cleaner photo.
He kept trying
Also,
to focus on shit on the
don't confuse
windshield.
this spot.
Alright, so for those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, this is the yurt. I keep coughing. Got a tickle in my throat. That we stayed in. I don't know if I go into them. Maybe it's this one. Yeah. It overlooks the Tetons. And It's kind of like glamping. Yeah, I think I'll go in here. It's really nice. Big old big old window. And you basically just lay in bed and stare outside. Like even at night you can see all the stars from inside. Got the fire going. It's pretty awesome. Nice bathroom. Look at that shit, man. Fucking crazy, ain't it? God, I want to go back so bad. That's grade A glamping, yeah. And it costs like grade A glamping too. They actually messed up. They put us in a non-premium yurt, and I paid for a premium on the first night, so they completely refunded my first night, which I was appreciative of. Wasn't mad at it. Went to the $1 Million Cowboy Steakhouse. There's a $1 Million Cowboy Steakhouse, $1 Million Cowboy Bar. Steakhouse is in the basement below the bar. The bar is a honky-tonk. And had a really, really good old-fashioned. And had me a little bison steak. And some asparagus with mozzarella. And some mac and cheese. Bread. Crystal had skirt steak. I think it was bison skirt steak with chimichurri sauce. Mine was better. She admitted it. My luck, I'd wake up to a moose staring at me. It scared the shit out of me. Honestly, I'd be fine with that. I just don't want to wake up to no like dude staring inside or something. But yeah, Crystal hardly ever wears her jeans and boots. I love it when she dresses up like this. I did that for the Cowboy Steakhouse. But yeah, look at that shit. Like, we're in the yurt, right? But you can still see... It's kind of faint in this picture, but you can still see stars. And then, like, we were literally seeing flashlights towards the tops of the mountains. Like, there were people up there camping. It's crazy. And this was a sunrise. We left the yurt about 5:30 in the morning to make our way up to Yellowstone. But before going to Yellowstone, this is like the most famous sunrise spot in Jackson. I did video a time lapse to which my phone ran out of fucking storage, so it didn't save. Crystal's still mad about it today. But as the sun comes up, the peaks turn orange and it works its way down. Like, look how vibrant that is. Oh, there you go. Bull elk. And we were there during the rut. If you don't know what the rut is when bulls, or if it's deer, the bucks, are chasing some hoo-ha. And this guy was definitely chasing him some hoo-ha, as you'll see right here. So there he is. There goes the cow. And he takes off after her. He said, "Hey, girl. Hey, shawty. Let me get up on that." Yellowstone. To me, Yellowstone was cool, but what makes Yellowstone worth going to is the wildlife. Aside from that, like, I wouldn't have left Jackson. We saw Old Faithful. It was kind of underwhelming, in my humble opinion. But we did see bison.
Hey, boo boo.
Yeah, big bastard. The waterfall. That one's not even cool. I'll show y'all the cool one. There's Old Faithful doing this thing. I swore I took a video, but I don't see it nowhere. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, It was whatever. Me being me.
I love the snow. I just want you to know that I love the snow. Okay? I love the snow.
So, like, we go walking around one of the geysers. It's the one that's like all rainbow colored and stuff. It's really
I was
hot.
trying to lose Crystal, but she stayed on me.
Smells like sulfur, like eggs. But what cracks me up the most was the picture that they have, basically saying to stay on the little boardwalk. Otherwise, you might be this kid. Which actually happens. People are dumb like that. And one dude, not long before we took our trip, like fell in and boiled alive. And it's acidic too, so I think it just kind of eats away at all, like everything, your flesh, everything. This is on top of a 384-foot waterfall. Which overlooks what they call the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Now, to show you what that looks like from afar, that's what it looks like. So from up there, you can't really tell how big it is, but we were right there. Fucking massive. And aside from wildlife, that was probably the coolest thing I saw at Yellowstone. Now we start getting into the wildlife. So I want y'all that bison on the left. I'm gonna pan away, but whenever I come back, look at that bison. There's a raven that lands on his butt, and it pisses him off, and he starts bucking. Oh, it was funny. Like watching my fat dog try to run. But still, like, the scenery up there is just ridiculous. I was halfway dying too, because I had to like hike up a steep hill to get that cool little view of the lake. Mountains everywhere. Another big boy. That actually might be a female. That's a female. Now let's get to the coolest part of it all. So this is behind us. There's two cow and a young bull, the spike. They're trucking on along behind us. And then look at this. Gray wolf. And he's stalking two cows that are in the river. CFI, what's up, man? How are you enjoying all your new WindWing hardware? Been putting out some awesome content on that stuff. But appreciate you stopping in and saying hey. Glad I'm able to maybe make the time pass a little bit during your flight. United 1820. I'll look that up. Oh, look at you. Providenciales to Dulles. Very nice. Did you go have your little good time somewhere? Couldn't have had as much fun as I had at Jackson. But you could try. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Hope you had a good time. Another big boy. A bull elk. I was hoping he would bugle, but he never bugled. Made me sad. Had a whole herd of elk. Couple young bulls in there. There's one. There is another one. Nicer spread on him. And we saw like 2 or 3 little herds like this.
Come on, bugle, bitches.
Now, when we check into our place in Yellowstone, the dude tells me, he's like, hey, just to let you know, we have a community red-tailed fox. He is a wild animal, so obviously don't try to pet him or anything, but you will see him. He just wants scraps. So, as we're unloading the car, I get about 2 bags inside the cabin. I turn around, and there he is. Like, it took all but 2 minutes to actually see him. Is this thing playing? I don't think it's playing. I don't know why it's not playing. But yeah, he was a cool little dude. It's weird. It's all of a sudden don't want to play. Let me try to stop casting and then redo it. There we go.
What's up, buddy?
Okay, who just jumped on flight radar to find him? I almost did, but I didn't go there. I just Googled it.
Alright, you going?
Yeah, he was cool. Like we'd give him some French fries, and he would like go bury it and come back, grab more French fries, go bury it in a different spot, come back, get more French fries, bury it in a different spot. Yeah, he was a cool little dude. We pretty much saw everything there is to see except for bighorn sheep, bear, and bald eagles. But the only thing we didn't see, we saw moose, elk, gray wolf, foxtail, or a fox, bison, much shit. But what I do want to highlight to you guys, I had this breakfast burrito in Montana, and it was phenomenal. Sausage made from bison, elk, wild boar, and antelope with fresh scrambled eggs, pepper jack cheese, and Idaho red peppers. Or potatoes, rather. With brown gravy. Oh my lord. If there's any reason to go to Montana, it's for that. But yeah, so from here, we're kind of getting into the back end of our trip. We're going down the backside of the Tetons to Driggs and Victor, Idaho, which turned out there wasn't shit to do there, so we just kept going back to Jackson. But yeah, like we're still like an hour and a half away, and you can still see the Tetons. And it's really pretty even on that side, because like everything was like rolling hills with like mom and pop farms. No traffic. Just wide open. Everything's cultivated. I guess they're getting ready to plant, but like going into wintertime, I don't know what are you going to plant? Maybe I should have stopped and knocked on someone's door. Hi, man. Excuse me for asking. Yeah, it's just nice, you know, like, I don't know about y'all, like, here in Florida, you can't see nothing anywhere because there's so many fucking trees. So when you go somewhere like this, it just feels so open and free. Let me get a bison burrito and elk burrito, two of my favorite meats. Dude, me too. Me too. We took a gondola up to the top of one of the mountains, and this is what it looked like. So you got the town of Jackson down here, obviously. There's the rodeo arena, and it's connected to a high school, which is kind of cool. Over here up to the right, kind of the flat area to the right, is the elk refuge, which extends miles and miles and miles way out of view into the mountains. And then, obviously, you have Jackson Hole. And when they say Jackson Hole, hole means valley. So this whole valley is Jackson Hole. Obviously, you got the mountains and all, but off in the distance, you got the airport, which I have some pictures of. I started playing around with different filters to see, like, what filters look cool and stuff. But there's the airport. And, like, it looks tiny. I mean, it's a small airport, right? 6,200-foot runway, but like it just looks so small in the middle of like all that wide openness. I have family in Montana. It amazes me how people live where there seems to be nothing. Yeah, and that's kind of the key, right? Like, I think if anybody can choose, they would want to live kind of in the middle of nowhere, but really the middle of nowhere is like 2 miles away from everything that you need. The only place that I know of personally that you can have that is Foley, Alabama. But you ain't got no mountains out there though. It was pretty cool. My cowboy hat, I had the lat long of where Chris and I had our first look. Burned or engraved, I don't even know what you'd call it, but had that put in on the underside, and then I wear resist all cowboy hats, and I can't get a hat patch. They've been sold out for years, so I just had it engraved on there. But here's the little downtown area of Jackson. Trees are yellow and orange and stuff. It's pretty. I believe this is when we're getting ready to start our hike. Here you go. Here's some more moose. Alright, so if y'all can hear that lady. So we're pulled over on the correct side of the road, but there was a Subaru, go figure, who was parked on the wrong side of the road to look at this moose with her calf. Cow and her calf. So they're facing the wrong direction, basically, being a complete tourist. So this person drives by, and I'll turn up the sound, and screams at them, "Get off the fucking road!"
Get off the fucking road!
One more time for shits and gigs.
Get off the fucking road!
And then you'll see them go by. Because they're like, oh yeah, we probably should. There they go. Damn tourists. It's okay to be a tourist, just don't drive like one. Yeah, so this was our final day of the trip. And we took a 13-mile hike into the Tetons. Up Cascade Canyon. Which, to get to Cascade Canyon, you got to hike around Jenny Lake, which adds about 4 miles round trip. So we go around the lake, which was very pretty. Let's see.
Bro, what is this life? What is this life? Craziness. 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 Skirt. Bro, what?
Yeah, beautiful lake, mountains, all the shit we've been looking at, right? So we keep going, and at this point, like, we're hot. We're shedding layers. Brett Smith, how's it going, my friend? Congrats on getting married. Hope all is well. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. All is great. God is good. Cannot complain whatsoever. Hope things are just as well with you, my friend. But yeah, it's like we start getting hot. We're shedding layers. Let's see. This was a little spot we had to get up. That's part of the trail on the side of this like little cliff, and it takes you up to an overlook of the lake that we were just looking at. Obviously way prettier in person. So as we continue, now we're kind of getting into the canyon and getting into higher elevations. And so with that, we start to see snow. And we start to get cold. You can see like Crystal's jacket is around her waist. But that changes. In the next video, it's no longer around her waist. There's a lot more snow. And it was pretty cold. We were in the shadow of the mountain to our north. So that's part of the reason why I got cold and the snow was hanging out for so long. We're also paralleling a little river that flows down the mountain. Cold air is coming off of it. We start seeing Christmas tree type trees, and like it smelled like Christmas. So what's funny is this video you're watching kind of, or not really what you're watching, but that experience for us
Oh, Christmas tree.
kind of got us to go buy a new Christmas
how
tree.
You smell so lovely.
Yeah, so we went to Home Depot. We bought the Grand Duchess Christmas tree. And I have to say, after seeing these fir trees in person on the side of a mountain and then looking at this Christmas tree, it looks just like a real fir tree. Super pretty. I think I have some pictures of it, but we were very, very happy with the way the tree turned out. And we got it flocked, kind of like these trees here. Like this one, how it's got a very light dusting of snow on it. That's what our Christmas tree looks like. It's not overly done and all that bullshit. So we loved it. Yeah, so we hiked 13 miles. When we got to the fork, you can either go north or go south. And if you went south, you could hike 3 more miles, and you would make it to Lake Solitude, which is a lake that literally sits on top of the mountain. It's kind of like a bowl at the top of the mountain, and there's a lake. A lot of those lakes I have landed at in the sim, and I thought it would be super cool to go check out a lake on top of a mountain that overlooks, all of Jackson Hole. But we did some math on our average mile pace and with what time it was, and we figured out that we would absolutely still be on the trail well into nighttime. And we didn't want to do that because we didn't have flashlights. There was a moose on our trail. We kept seeing his tracks, and we talked to some people who saw him. We didn't want to run into that guy at night, so we turned it around and went back. I was pretty sad that I didn't get to, go sit on a lake on top of a mountain. But on our way back, stopped off on this little island-looking thing in the middle of the river. And just surrounded by just fucking absolute beauty everywhere you look.
It's crazy.
Famous sticks.
And then Crystal getting her some new sticks, some walking sticks. It never fails. Every time I have to pan the camera up. There's our walking sticks. We're like, all right, like we held on to these sticks for several hours, so parting ways with them was kind of significant to us. But check this out, guys. This is that 1800s barn that I was showing you on the first pictures. Fuck me, man. Like, does it get prettier than that? So on our last night, we had one more fucking phenomenal meal. Everybody on Google was like, you have to get the bone marrow. So, it's beef bone marrow or cow. And what you do is you take a little scoop of that, put it on the garlic bread, and then this chili vinaigrette sauce. You put it with it. Oh my God. Make your nipples hard. And then I had myself a lovely elk ribeye with rosemary and garlic butter with some cheesy mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts with a glaze and bacon bits, and then Crystal had filet mignon. Fucking best dinner we had the entire time we were there. And of course it came on the last night. And that's pretty much it. After that, we drove to Idaho Falls, jumped on an airplane, and flew to Salt Lake, then back to Orlando. Let's see if that video ever came through. Yep, here we go. So this is the same airport that we're about to fly into, and it is like damn near 1-to-1. This is something else. Goodness. Compared to Microsoft Flight Sim, the only thing that would really make Microsoft Flight Sim a lot better is just the level of detail in the mountains, which is obviously way better in 24 than 2020. Once it starts getting some snow on them, like the definition, the rigidness of the mountains really kind of decreases, in my opinion. So in the way that whoever made the... That was loud. who made the Yosemite scenery. I wish they would do the same thing. Make one for Jackson Hole, or at least the fucking mountains would be awesome. The Yosemite mountains are crazy detailed, so I'd love to see that for Jackson Hole. There would usually be a bear spray rental right there. I believe that's in the scenery, but they were done for the season, so the booth was gone. I love airports like this at this time of day when it's like the last flight just blocked in, they're getting ready to head out, and like the airport's quiet and chill and kind of dead. I love that. That's what Monroe Airport was like where I started my aviation career after the last inbound. Man, like the airport was just peaceful. Felt like the day was coming to a close. It's got the big Snake River mural over on the wall. These statues weren't in the scenery, which kind of sucks, but everything else that you see is in the scenery. TSA lanes, all of it. It was cold outside. So there you go. That is where is Google Photos? Yeah, that's Jackson Hole. Fuck, crazy. Love that place. I would absolutely move there and probably live there for a couple years. Now, just real quick, we'll cover just real fast some WorldFlight stuff. Flew into LA for my fam ride and linked up with the one and only Callie Simmer. Adilio, how's it going, my friend? It's been a while since I've seen a Wrong Side stream. Stopping by to say hi. Blake, you saw the screenshots I sent a few weeks ago? I have not, man. I have been so... Oh, does this not let me stream? You can't see anything. Hang on, let's see if I hit play. If something... Oh, okay, cool, it works. Yeah, I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance to look at hardly anything. But I will definitely take a look. But yeah, so I did my cockpit fam ride into LA. This was cool. When leaving Orlando, saw 983. I delivered this aircraft. I went and picked it up from Mobile, Alabama, and took it up to our induction hangar in Detroit. And it will soon be on its way to the desert. So it's kind of sad to see that. This is Baton Rouge. I think I was trying to get pictures or videos. Does this play? Yeah. Trying to get video of LSU Tiger Stadium. And you can kind of see it down there. It's from 36,000 feet. We were waiting to park in Dallas. Super cool captain, been at Spirit for a long time. He was Jamaican. I was flying with him about the same time that Jamaica was getting smoked with the hurricanes. I said that the Callie Simmer showed that we were going to be landing 25 left instead of 24 right. Come Come on, you piece of shit. We're on the parallel with, I think it was Swiss, 777-300 ER.
Above. 200 minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Awesome flight crew on that one. Really enjoyed the captain. He was a super dope dude. Yeah. So, hang out with Cali for a few days. Then we drive on over to Phoenix for some world flight action. And there we are. Chilling in the jump seat. We got in town. Stopped by to say hello and kind of check out the sim. And then, went on. And here's a little bit of the sim. Of course, Google's being a piece of shit. But if you don't do so, if you've got Instagram, should definitely check out Cali Crew. That's our team's Instagram. And I'm going to pin them up on here. But it was a lot of fun. Sitting in the jump seat. Got Chemtrails on the left. I believe that's Nate on the right. Chemtrails is Delta 737 captain. He's kind of the main training captain, if you will. Captain Nate is also training captain. Huge shout out to him for doing most of my training, and fun to fly with both of them. Oh, this is a good little video. Joining final. Yeah, Drew, thank you. Look at that. Drew coming in hot with the links like always. It's either METARs or it's links.
Maybe they got rid of some of the simulators for training, right? So where do those gotta go? They gotta go somewhere, right? throw a guy a bone with one of them sims. It doesn't even have
Getting
to be a sim
vectored
from
in.
the FTD that's like the mock-up cockpit, you know, and then we can add the visuals and all that.
It took about 9 landings to finally get used to the airplane. Apparently it was trimming nose down quite a bit, so when you would disconnect autopilot to hand flight, it was like, I mean, it would just nose down pretty hard. And then from there, you're below the glide slope, and it was kind of hard to get called back up. So finally, once I kind of figured that out, and I think Captain Nate was one that told me, he's like, yeah, the plane's trimming down a lot. I was able to be ready to counteract that with the elevator, and so this was my last landing of the event, and by far the best one I had. Yeah, good experience. All right, guys, so real quick, we are about 80 miles from our top of drop. Not that you would know because you've not seen the cockpit a single time since we went past 18,000 feet. But real quick, we're going to brief it up, and I'll prep up the cockpit and get ready to land. So, we're coming in to Jackson. We don't have any star. Cali, yes, we are. Perfect timing. Look at you. So looking at the 12-21, it's effective 29th of August 2025. Shooting the RNAV RMP Zulu runway 1. Final approach course is 006. Intercept the glide path 8,600 feet WIDGA. Decision altitude 6690 with a touchdown zone elevation of 6431. Minimum safe altitude around the area is a whopping 15,000 feet due to the high terrain. If we go miss, we'll climb to 14,000 feet on track of 007 to Ubev, and then on track 007 to Court, and on track 088 to Dunwire VOR and hold. Continue climbing and hold to 14,000 feet. Transition levels 18,000 feet. We got a standard 3-degree glide path on this approach. Minimums 259 feet. So we round that up to 300 on the ceilings, 3/4 mile on the Viz. For runway 1, runway's grooved. We've got high intensity runway lights, center on lights, approach lights, PAPI on the left, and a 3-degree glide path. RVR's reporting and 150 feet wide. When we land, it's going to be a left-hand turnoff, probably roll it all the way down to the end to Alpha 1, get our 3-minute cool down, so we'll make a nice slow taxi in. We've got hotspot 1, just going to pay attention there. Obviously, the end of the runway and taxiway Alpha 1, you could have some complications there. So with that said, let's go to the 2 cameras. I'm going to update the weather here shortly, but we do have FLS on this aircraft, so we're going to arm up the ILS push buttons. We'll need to run our landing numbers. So let's do that now, see what we got. Alright, so right now we currently have 9.2 on board. We're estimated arrival at 8.2, so that's a 1,000-pound difference. So our gross weight upon landing should be 122.6. Throw that in. Good. Apply the METAR. Well, actually, that's wrong. Let me put in the historic METAR. It is 1712. We'll be there. 1731. So winds are currently 140 at 5. Whoops. Hello. The temperature is Where did it go? 27. No, wait. I'm looking at Dallas. Son of a bitch. I know that didn't look right. Okay, 020 on the winds. The temperature is 8 and 2999. There we go. Low auto brake, max reverse. So we're not going to make it on that one. Medium auto brakes. So we got a landing distance of 6,300 feet and gives us an actual 56. Probably do max manual, and that works just fine. Sometimes I tend to land a little long, so I do think we'll go with max manual. And so with that, we're going to arm up auto brake medium to kind of catch that initial braking, give us symmetrical braking, and then I'll get on the brakes myself. Then last but not least, just make sure all this stuff is up to date. We got our 5-mile range ring in there. Rad nav, we'll leave that off to do its own auto. We've got our prog in there. Perf, this is the only thing that needs to be updated. So the winds, again, 020 at 6. Temperature is 8 and 2999. Got 41 minutes of extra gas plus an alternate. And we got our secondary flight plan in there. Cool. Alright, we're set. Had the seatbelt sign on the entire flight, not letting nobody take a piss. Which I'm gonna need to do that here pretty quick. I've been monitoring on nice. Yeah, so Drew, I'm running historical weather. I'm basically replicating the flight that we took into Jackson Hole back on October 15th using Active Sky. I'll tell you what, too. Let's just kind of step through. Yeah, that all looks exactly how I wanted it to look. Perfect. Go miss, go to Dunwire, and then we can go to our alternate if we need to. Kick knee, yeah, on approach. Perfect. I like it a lot. It was kind of good that we had a lot to talk about and catch up on throughout this flight. For those of y'all who weren't around earlier in the flight, we kind of alluded to it, but I will be, as of right now, the plan is, as long as everything, with like background checks and fingerprints and all that kind of stuff, but right now, I have been offered a conditional job offer from Delta for flight dispatch, and I will be starting there February 2nd. So obviously, I'm going to make a more formal announcement on this, probably closer to when I put in my 2-week notice, which will be a while. But obviously, like, I'm going to have to commute to Atlanta, and I will be Monday through Friday while I'm in initial ground school. Then after that, that'll be about 6 to 7 weeks, and then OJT is another 6 to 7 weeks. But I will be on whatever that dispatcher's shift is. So for the initial ground school, I'll have very limited time off. I won't always come home, so streams will be pretty thin throughout that period. But one of the beautiful things about kind of going back to being a line dispatcher is once I pass my initial ground school, I pass OJT, and then ultimately pass my 3-day comp check, and I'm either relief or reserve or an overnight line dispatcher, I will have more time off, and I will get to do this more with you guys. Back when I was a dispatcher at Spirit, I was 7 on, 7 off, so I had every other week that I could stream my nuts off. and fly with you guys. And then I became management, and that went down to a 4-4 schedule. And then I changed, or we combined management roles, and I went to a 4-3 schedule. And now I've been refocused as well at Spirit. Now I'm kind of back with my hands on flight dispatch as well as air traffic control, which is really cool. But now on Monday through Friday, noon to 8 p.m. During that time, I should be able to get some streams in about every other day. It's kind of what me and Crystal agreed to, is that every other day, like one night I get to stream, the next night she goes to play pickleball. We just, somebody has to be free to watch the dog. The dog's the biggest thing. So, but again, my weekly days off is just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So whenever I go to Delta and like I finally get over the hump of passing all of my training, then I should have more time to do this, because I miss doing this a lot. And it's not, especially to my members, it's not fair. They're paying, even though it's not much, I think it's like $3, but nonetheless, still paying money and not getting shit in return as far as content. So I'll be glad to. Oh shit, we got to go down. That came up quick. Let's see, bottom altitude. We'll start with 10,000. Now we're starting to see some mountains, but it's kind of crazy. Like, even though we're in Wyoming, there's not a lot to see for the bulk of this flight. There's a couple nice looking ranges, mountain ranges, but it's not really till you're getting to this point that it actually looks, pretty terrain. People still get up anyways, more like, yeah, 100%. 100%. I think for legalities, the flight attendants have to make an announcement like seatbelt signs on, make them, aware of it, because then if they get hurt, they opted to ignore it. It's not, yeah, I know. And apparently, I've talked to some of our pilots. There is a way to make the airplane automatically come down on its own. You're basically hacking things to an extent. Like, I can't remember exactly what they said. I've never been able to figure it out. I never really minded. I just wasn't paying attention. So far, we're 2 hours and 13 minutes into this flight. Block time is 2:20. So we'll see how close it gets. Although I don't think SimBrief, I don't know if it's able to pull this historical weather or not. So it's probably running off of current live. Dude, we are not catching up with the glide path at all. Let's turn it a little bit. All right, now we're starting to catch up. There aren't 37 flap settings. That's funny. Actually, I hadn't heard that one. Oh, 15,000 heading into Tucson. Very nice. Where'd you take off from? Bro, we're descending at 7,500 feet per minute. Man, look at those bumps. It is bumpy. Space shuttle descent, yeah. I remember asking Shane if we could do the automatic descent setup, and he said no because the sim without explicit ATC permission is a big no-no. Yeah. Yep, he is right. Alright, now we really need to slow down. No, we're still 35 miles out. Shit, we're good. Shucks. We're gonna lose that damn glide path because they're so fast. The plane's trying to shallow off. Alright, we're going to arm approach. It's one of the beautiful things about the Airbus. You can do it so much further out. You don't have to be straight in either. And that's just because of additional equipment on the airplane that is not on the 7.3. Alright, leveling off here should help us slow down. So I hate how the terrain's like kind of blurry in some spots. And it was definitely not this clear whenever we came into land. Like you couldn't see the tops of the mountains at all. Alright. Very pretty heading into Tucson. Oh, I bet. I could imagine. Alright. Go around, altitude is set. Throw just a little bit of brake to manage that speed. There's like a way to manually. Alright, dial it down 180. 13 miles out. And let's go gear down. Flaps 2. And 10,000. Clear to land. Yeah, this don't look anything like what it was. Yeah, hello. Thank you much. I hate how blurry all that shit is. I got everything at ultimate too, and still that blurry far out. Sim sounds low. Oh, sim sounds are off. My bad. Thank you for pointing that out. Damn, that's got to be awkward for the last little while. Alright, 6 miles. Manage speed, gears down, arm spoilers, flaps 3.
2,000.
And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crews advised, auto thrust speed, auto brakes medium, and EQMO landing overheading landing checklist complete. I love how easy it is to slow an Airbus down. You really feel like you got control over your speed. Alright, my airplane. It's mine, it's not yours. You can't have it. Don't touch it. Don't touch my no-no square.
One thousand.
Yeah, the clouds are way lower than this.
$500. $100 above. $300. Minimum 200.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
40.
Too
30.
low. Terrain.
20. Retard. Drive.
Alright, reverse green, decel. Knots. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. A place that I wish I could take all of you and experience what I got to experience. Cannot wait till the day I get to go back. APU fired up. What's cool is there is some additional scenery that you can purchase from Sim Market that basically populates all of the national park pull-offs with cars and people at Jenny Lake and all sorts of stuff. It's pretty cool. A lot of places that we went to, and there were a lot of people there. We were like, oh, we stood right there. Alright, after landing, exterior light set, flaps are retracted. TCAS is transponding. Engine mode selector is normal. Ground spoilers are disarmed. And radar winch shear is off. After landing complete. So in real life we parked at gate 2, but I don't have that one set up with like the ability to walk in passengers, so we're gonna go to the other one that I do have set up. Look at Drew Stone again, man, so clutch with the links. Alright, another 25 seconds, we'll have our 3-minute cooldown. Alright, got our 3 minutes. Alright, brake set. APU is available, so we'll let them up and we'll shut it down. I don't know how to fix that. Damn. I don't think I have any. Well, that sucks. Alright, with the jump seater off, main cabin doors open, so good to open the cockpit door, and let's go take a quick walk. Oh. Guys, as you see, all the same stuff we saw in the pictures, in the videos. You can start. I'm just about done. I'm just about to go through replay. You can see everything. Super cool. Like I said, I've been in this airport so many times virtually that it was super surreal to walk into it in real life. See the same rug, the same Snake River mural. They didn't have this, complimentary mimosas. It would have been nice, but they didn't have that. But y'all saw this picture there, these benches, all the stuff that's like on the benches. There's the bear picture. There's the bear spray rentals that wasn't there because they were done. The whole little markets. Now I walked over here in the video and looked outside. Wrong side, we need a RU cam. Well, that's the problem with this thing. She don't sit still enough to have a damn RU cam. Unless I put her in the kennel, then we can. Yeah, she is a crackhead. She is fucking everywhere. I came over here in real life. I came up right here. And I said, I got reservation for last name Roark. Picked up my cars. Right out here. I don't know, man. It's super cool to have, like, I don't know why. Let's see, I'm shit in the bed right now. But it's just super cool to have, like, a damn near one-to-one virtual of our world. And to, like, go virtually visit it. This is where I got the shots of Jackson Hole Airport sign. The only thing missing is the flagpoles. But I walked all the way down here and took the pictures just to get those pictures. There are a few more trees here too, and there was like a fence. But I need to contact. Does anybody know how to import like Google data, like satellite data? Because I would love to get like all these houses in the town of Jackson, which is out this way. I would like to get that satellite rendered rather than this AI bullshit buildings. At least the town. I drove down this road. I drove through that. Right here was where we saw the mom and the calf moose that were bed down. It was right there. This is the whole elk refuge. This doesn't even look like water. That's just like satellite texture. Okay, I was gonna say there better be water up here. But yeah, I would love to get this town satellite rendered instead of AI buildings. There's a guy who used to do it on flightsim.to. You could send him an email request, pay him like $5-10, and he would do whatever city you wanted. But he no longer does it anymore. I think his website he was using to store all the stuff, like, I don't know, he couldn't pay it. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, here's Magic Mountain. This is where the gondola was at. Like, if y'all can't tell, I loved Jackson Hole. Or crew, no. Let's see. Where the shit? There we go. Let's go. Let's get rid of active sky. And let's go to weather. And then it was, what time was that picture taken? Around like 4 o'clock or so. That's not clear skies, fool. That's crazy, isn't it? How you can get it that close. I don't know why weather keeps popping up. But anyways. It's a beautiful place. Have to go back on your window. That would be cool. Obviously, vacation might be an issue with how long I will have only been at Delta. Alright, let's go and let's load. Actually, cancel, stop. Hang on, guys. Alright, hang on, guys. Crystal needs my help. Alright, guys, gonna do a quick replay. Rue got stung by a bee, so there's that. The stinger's still in? All right. Yeah, the joys of having a puppy. I know. Like, how does she get stung at night? Of all times. Oh shit. Alright guys, welcome to my house here in Jackson Hole. Rue out there fucking around, better a bee than a, yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Alright, now finally got this thing in position. Pretty sure a touchdown, like right on the touchdown point. But it was a little firm. Need your cam flyby. Yeah. Well, if anybody knows someone who can take satellite imagery and put it in the sim, we can definitely make that happen. Nice, just short of the touchdown spot. Oh, where the hell? Damn. Let's see if the flaps came out this time. Probably not, because of internal control. So much for fucking drone lock mode. Well, that sucked. Huh, a little bit late, don't you think? don't even know what this fucking thing's doing. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Alright, Plane Nuts, man, sounds good. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Sorry for this kind of crappy replay mode. That was a pretty good looking landing, I must say. I mean, it was definitely firm. Let's see. Negative 190. Okay, no, shoot. I'll take it. I'll take it in a heartbeat. And we'll hit one more. Far out. Alright, guys. Oh, you're not going anywhere. Gotcha. Awesome. Well, dude, I appreciate it, man. I do. Well, guys, I am gonna leave this one for y'all to watch, and super glad that we got to catch up and have a good time. Really enjoyed showing y'all all of the shenanigans that we got up to out in Jackson and Foreflight, sharing my new little bit of you know, a little job information with you guys. So it was a long time coming. Hopefully it doesn't take this long to stream again, otherwise I'll be mad. But thank y'all so much for coming to hang out and catching up and being part of this channel, even whenever the content runs a little bit thin for a whole 40-something days, 46 days. But I can't tell y'all enough how much I appreciate y'all, how much I love doing this with y'all, and we got some pretty big new chapters ahead of us for the channel and for myself, and it's going to be it's really exciting. So thank you all again, and as always, keep it on the wrong side. Wait, what is my outro? It's been so long I can't even remember my outro. Be good at it. Keep it on the wrong side, and until next time, I will see y'all later on. See, I'm rusty at this shit. Goodness. Alright, guys. Y'all have a good night. See y'all on the next one.